Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Jake with Fitness Insider, and today we're going to be going over the 2019 Mr. Olympia Men's Open. So, in the past, I've already made a video covering the 2019 Mr. Olympia, and I did say that I thought Brandon Curry deserved to win it, and I still stand by that. What I'm doing today is actually talking about whether Hadi Choopan deserved to place higher. And by that, I really mean, did he deserve to place second instead of William Bonac? So we're going to go over that. I got a couple mandatory pictures where they were all together in the callouts, but it's specifically going to be about Hadi and Bonac. But we're also going to go ahead and roll through this video just to make a couple small points here. So follow me along. This is going to be a fun one. Okay, guys, so first things first, I did want to just kind of make a point to why I'm even making this video. So as we're watching this video, follow me along, okay? I think it's pretty clear to see when the shot actually focuses on Hadi and the rest of them. Hadi is the only one in the top 5 that, came in with pretty much immaculate conditioning, He was a little bit tighter, I think it was about a month prior to this in the Vancouver Pro. But, man, he looks diced here, man. He looks so good. As I've said, he was the only one that actually hit the mark, man. And not only was he shredded, he came in full, man. Like, he really came in on. He looks good. Now, Bonac, okay? Bonac never comes in off, His off is still on for, like, Rolly Winkler, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not even going to get into that. I was disappointed in Rolly, man. I feel bad for the guy, but that's a whole other story. But yeah, William Bonac, man. It's hard to tell in some of these angles, but one of his legs looks to be like atrophied. And I heard rumors afterwards that people said he had some kind of back injury or something prior to the Olympia that meant he couldn't train legs or he couldn't train them hard. It was some kind of injury that basically messed up his training, and that's why his legs looked a little bit underdeveloped. But either way, man, Bonac looked good too. Not as good as his 2017 version, but still good. And just looking at everything combined, especially when we get into the images, the mandatories where you can just sit there and look at the detail, and you're not rushed to try to catch as much detail as you can. I'm telling you, you're going to see where I'm coming from with this. So follow me along. I'm just going to go right into the mandatories. Okay, getting into the first mandatory, the front double bicep. To me, I think Hadi Choopan should take this one. All right. Now, I think Bonac looks solid, man. In the upper body, he looks solid, except for his midsection, man. I've never liked his midsection. Bonac is a phenomenal bodybuilder, but he has some flaws, man, and I think because of his short stature, he has like that Kai Green-esque kind of look where his back goes right into his hips, and from the back it looks great, but from the front it just, I don't know, it kind of skews like the proportions, and look at his left leg, look what I'm talking about. It definitely looks downsized to the point where it looks a little awkward. So then you look over at Hadi Choopan. He looks phenomenal, man. His legs are the best on that stage. His midsection looks dialed in. Not as good as Curry's, but we're not talking about that. I already said I think he deserved first place. So everything else, man, like his chest looks better than Bonac's. His arms are, close enough. Bonac has better arms, I think, but from here, from this position, they look good enough. Everything considered, Hadi takes the win on this one between him and Bonac. And with the front lat spread, it's a tight comparison, but to me, I think Hadi's coming out on top. His legs are much bigger. The quads are, they're both separated, Bonac looks good too. His legs are separated in condition. But Hadi's legs are so much bigger, and I feel like the cuts are deeper. The quads are just so much thicker. As far as the midsection, it's not even close. Hadi's his abs are just so deeply cut. He's just really dry in condition. I will say this: neither of them look really good in the chest here. Hadi has a wider chest, but they both look pretty flat, especially in comparison with Brandon Curry sitting right there. But Yeah, Curry's not in this comparison. So, yeah, delts. Hadi's delts look much more flared out. Um, Bonac, the only thing Bonac looks better on is the arms, because even through the lats, man, Hadi just is much wider looking. So, yeah, in my book, Hadi's taking this one easily. For the side chest, this is actually pretty damn tight. In fact, I think I might give the first point to Bonac here. Last year, 2017, I think Bonac would school him on this one. But just because his legs are downsized so much, Hadi makes up points with how big his quads look. But, dude, Bonac's legs are shredded, dude, just as much from the side. In fact, probably even a little bit more near, like, the hams and the glutes. It's close. They're both really conditioned. Bonac's calves look better. Not that that matters much, but, yeah, Bonac's chest just looks way thicker. His arms look better, and, in this pose, I feel like that's weighed in a little bit more heavily. Just the whole picture, though, I think Bonac just looks a little bit more solid than Hadi does. So, yeah, first point to Bonac in this comparison. And for the back double bicep, I am going to stick up for Hadi here. A lot of people were tearing him down for the back double, saying you don't have enough thickness and width and blah, blah, blah. Dude, he looks insane right here, man. I mean, he looks way better than Rolly Winkler does in this pose. His hamstrings even have a pretty good degree of separation, and they just look good, But all that being said, William Bonac has a world-class back, man. His back is insane. He has the most similar looking back to Phil Heath, I would say, as far as like the super deeply cut, separated, like all the muscle groups in the back are just separated, and his lower lats and back are just, it's insane, man. He just looks amazing here. So, and his arms, man, his biceps are peakier. He just has good arms too. So, yeah, Bonac wins this one, hands down in my opinion. And for the lat spread, now, this to me is a very hard one because I'd like to give it to Hadi Choopan because he is wider up top and his legs are just bigger this year. It's just that this is probably the best that I've seen William Bonac in this pose. I feel like every other year his back double looks insane, but his rear lat spread looks just, I don't know. It never shows that much detail, and it always just looks narrow and just a little bit too, his body looks scrunched and stuff. It's hard to explain. It's because he's not really any shorter than like Hadi, or, I mean, all three of these guys are short, but he looks like the most scrunched up, probably because his lats run straight into his glutes. I don't know what it is, but either way, I like the way aesthetically that Hadi looks, but it's really hard to go wrong with Bonac either. They both look good. They both are very conditioned. Hamstrings, glutes, they all look good. I'm honestly leaning towards Hadi, though, so I think you could flip a coin on this one. It's really what you prefer, with or just... They're both close, man. It's hard to say, so I'm going to go with Hadi, but I wouldn't argue somebody if they gave it to Bonac. All right, for the side tricep, let me go on record and say that these guys are both getting destroyed by Brandon Curry, but that's irrelevant for this video. I just wanted to make a point, man. Curry looks insane here. But yeah, between the two that we're talking about, yeah, another one, man. I don't think either of these guys look amazing. Bonac, man, if he could just freaking do something about that midsection, he would kill it in this pose, man. But it just... The taper looks atrocious, man, because of how thick everything looks down there. It's just not... It's not a good look for him, man. He used to hit this pose a little bit unconventional, and it looked better that way. I think he should go back to that. But when you're looking at everything else beside the midsection, because Hadi even looks a little bit distended here, and if not distended, he's also kind of thicker from this angle too. So it's not really... He has a cleaner midsection, but not by a long shot in this pose. So everything else considered, though, they're both very close, man. Bonac normally has way better arms, but in this position, they both look similar. In fact, I think Hadi's triceps look a little bit thicker here, which is crazy. His leg is bigger, but Bonac showing more separation from the side. And Their chests are both decent, and man, it's hard. Honestly, I'm gonna go with Hadi though, just because I don't like Bonak's midsection, and I never have, and I'm not tearing the guy down. He's a top 3 bodybuilder in the world, so of course I'm not shitting on this guy or nothing. I'm just saying, in this pose, I just think Hadi looks better, you know. So, yep, that's my opinion. Abs and thighs, guys. This ain't even a close one, man. I don't want to spend too much time on this because it's gonna make me sound like an asshole if I go too in depth, but I'll go into it a little bit. All right. Obviously, Hadi's taking this one hands down. Not even a question. All right. Bonak, like I said, is an amazing bodybuilder, but this is by far his weakest pose, man. He just look at it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, his stomach in this pose is wider than his like chest area. It's insane. Like, I don't understand why he's hitting it like this. It does him no favors. He might as well just face head on. It don't look good there either, but at least it's not showing the distension, you know? So the only thing that looks good is his obliques. It shows how shredded he is, his conditioning. But man, yeah, don't do it this way, man. It doesn't look good. But yeah, either way, man, Hadi's taking it hands down. It is what it is, you know. His abs are crazy looking, and I'm not saying he's like a monster at this. Again, look at Brandon Curry. He looks phenomenal, all right? That's somebody who's killing it. Sean Roden kills it in this pose. Hadi is doing pretty well, but just between these two, yeah, he is killing Bonak. That's how much Bonak suffers in this pose. This might be Bonak's only weak pose, but it is a weak pose for him. Whereas Hadi, I have not seen a weak pose from this guy yet. He's at least, like, he's above average or excelling in every single pose. So that goes into my point, but I'll get into that a little bit later. But yeah, for this pose, Hadi Choopan. And for the last pose, the most muscular. On this one, I do think that Bonak is beating Hadi pretty easily on this. And I'll tell you why, okay? So the legs from the front, Bonak, it's not so apparent that he lost size in them. They look super separated. They look really good. Hadi's midsection looks way more blown out than Bonak's in this one, which is weird because in the other pose it was the complete opposite. And obviously the breathing has to do with it, you know, the photo being taken, who was actually inhaling versus exhaling, whatever. But either way, in this photo, even in a photo where he's not, where his midsection is not like pushed out like that, Hadi is just, for the crab, he don't have enough size in the arms to pull it off. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's a good pose for him. Whereas Bonak looks amazing in the crab most muscular. I think he's just super arm dominant. His shoulders look good. It makes his chest pop out and look crazy. He has the striations going everywhere. Bonak's one of the best to hit it in the current lineup. So yeah, it's not even close. I think Bonak's really beating everybody right here, including Curry in this pose. So yeah, Bonak takes the last point. Alright guys, so that basically wraps it up. Now, let me make a quick point, just because I just got done doing the most muscular. In this, like, hands clasped, Hadi looks so much better. So if you go back and look what I said at the crab, he doesn't look that good. But right here, he looks 10 times better, man. I think he should stick with this one, because it suits his structure more. But either way, man, if you went back and you would count the mandatories, I know there was a couple of them where I said you could split it, you know, they were splitting hairs. It was so close on a couple of them. In my opinion, I think not even if you wanted to give it 4-4, which I wouldn't. I think Hadi would win on like 5-3. But even if you wanted to split it 4-4, I think you would have to. It would come down to basically just conditioning, mass, just you know, stage presence. He just looked like a dominant force out there, man. He took everybody by surprise. He was the highlight of the show. You know, so many people were just super captivated by his performance, man. I was certainly one of those people. I thought he looked amazing. So on that alone, you know, even if you wanted to give 4 poses each, I think Hadi should have been second place, man. He got the People's Choice Award, or whatever they call that award. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he deserves second. And you know what? I'm not going to, like, I don't want to say he got robbed. I mean, you might be able to make a case for that, but I think he definitely deserves second. Okay, so anyways, guys, that was my my deeper analysis of Hadi and Bonac at the 2019 Mr. Olympia. This is Jake with Fitness Insider. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time.